Welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors, everyone. Same routine, different day. Check day 4. Just getting ready to go. I really didn't do anything to the truck. I had refilled like my peat moss yesterday. Right after I turned you guys on, I was gonna go put some sets out, but that didn't happen. And we'll get into that in just a second. Otherwise, we're gonna stop down and throw in some more coyote traps because I didn't do that last night in the dark. We're gonna try to extend the line again today. We're gonna add a little south loop onto my line. Could be as many as 8 coyote sets down there, and I don't know if there'll be any raccoon sets or not. We'll see what I can find. The one guy, or in the one yard, the guy was saying he's had some raccoon issues, so we'll maybe see if we can find a good spot to put a raccoon set or 2 in his yard. I need to make sure they're out of the way because it is an active farm down there. So yeah, other than that, that's about all I have for that part of it. So I didn't get sets put out because my stake driver, so it's just a chunk of 1/2 inch or 7/16, no, a 7/16 rod. I went to put some sets down in our pasture, basically where these big trees are. Just below that was going to be the first one. But I've had a little bit of issues down in there in the last couple of years that the water table is getting higher and higher down there. So it's been harder and harder to find a spot to put my set that isn't like literally just a mud slurry underneath the top few inches of dirt. So I went to just lean on my stake driver and it snapped it off just below where I had welded on it. I should have kept the little piece that I cut off of there. So yeah, I didn't even get to pound in. I literally just like set it down and I was just gonna like push on a little bit and it went chink and broke the handle right off. So I didn't want to pound it in because the ground is so hard in a lot of places. I need the handle in order to like twist it to get it pulled back out of the ground. So if I'd have pounded it in, I might not have got it back out of there without coming and grabbing like water pump pliers or something so I could actually like grip onto it to pull it. So I ended up coming back home. I welded a nut on the top and on the bottom of my plate. I threaded my rod so I could thread the nuts onto there. So this bottom nut's basically to the bottom of the threads I cut. And then the top one obviously just smashed in there. And then I weld both the top and bottom to the plate and the bottom nut to the rod. And then I welded the top of the rod up here too. I should have had my rod sticking out maybe another 1/4 inch out the top. But I had a hard time getting my nut to screw on there the first time, and I don't know if I could have got it back off in order to thread my threads a little bit further on. So we're gonna give this a go. Like I said, that was kind of a kick in the shorts, so I spent an hour or more getting my driver back working again. I do have a spare one in my truck that I could use, but we're early in the season, and this one here is quite a bit more robust than my other ones. So I didn't get any more coyote sets put out yesterday, I guess, is what I'm getting at. But I did get all my fur put up. I got all the carcasses hauled away. I got everything all cleaned up. It's been a couple long evenings of skidding, so it's nice to actually be home just a little bit. And then I also sifted peat moss last night. I got probably about 7 gallons more of sifted peat moss. It was dry already. I had it spread out on some sheets of tin down there. So I just had to sift it to get all the sticks and stuff out of there. And there seemed to be a lot of sticks in this bag of peat moss. So it was the first peat moss out of this new bag. And like I said, it seemed like it had a lot of sticks, like bigger chunks, a couple inches long and bigger around than a pencil of sticks in there. So that's why I sift it, because I don't want to be putting a stick like that right on top of my trap. So And then you get a lot of little hard balls and everything else that basically act just like a rock. So spent, I don't know, probably a good hour and a half maybe sifting peat moss. It wasn't that long, probably a good hour sifting peat moss, but I got 7 more gallons done. That'll put me at about 20 gallons done for this year, and I've used 6 already. So I did spread out some more, so if I need it in another probably 2 weeks, it'll be dry again, and if I need it, I can sift it. So got all that done last night. Like I said, it was still well past dark before I got done skinning and got everything put away, but I feel better now that I have that done, because it was kind of stressing me out a little bit, because like next week if I start water trapping, I'm not, and I start running short on peat moss, I'm not going to want to spend the time after dark sifting peat moss when I have a whole bunch of water animals and who knows how many land animals to take care of. So yeah, so I didn't, because I did all that, I didn't get any more traps in here. So we're going to throw in good half dozen MB550s. If not, I might throw most of a dozen in there. I want to grab a couple more Montana number 3s, because one spot's going to use a pair of those. And then we'll be on our way, I guess. I think that's all I got. Yeah, like I said, we're getting a pretty good line out now. We're in the high 80s for number of sets to check today. And then like I said, I'm going to add probably close to 10 coyote sets today. I got one more spot. I didn't put sets out yesterday. I mentioned it on the video when I had the first raccoon, or the second raccoon, sorry, the one that was in that block of woods. I drove by a grove that I should have went and put 2 sets in there yesterday, and I didn't. So today I'm actually going to do it, because I actually talked to the landowner last night and he's seeing coyotes running through his yard again. So with that, let's get out on the line. All right, everyone. Kind of a crazy thing just happened to me here. Just getting going on the line, checked the sets like where I had the little coyote caught right away this morning in the first sets. Got to the 3rd coyote trap of the morning, or 4th, there's 2 right there. And I'm looking with the binos and I'm like, oh, there's something setting out there. Looked like I had a skunk caught in my coyote set, so drive out there. And I'm driving along and I seen something move like right by where my trap was at. And I'm getting closer, I'm like, oh, I don't really even see a catch circle there. That's kind of funny. Literally get 10 feet from my trap. Nice rooster pheasant gets up and flies away. And that's what I was seeing from the road, was just a rooster pheasant literally standing within feet of my coyote set. Coyote set's still working. I stopped and sprayed just a splash of urine on there, because it did rain after I put those sets in there. And then I drove by the other one, because it's kind of a loop out on that field, and squirted just a little fresh urine on the second ones. But yeah, it was one of those like, all right, I got a skunk caught, and then I get out there and then I didn't have anything caught and the pheasant flew away. So kind of surprised me when he got up and flew, because I was looking, I'm like, oh, I don't see a catch here the closer I got. And yeah, but I am on to the next spot. So I've showed this each of the last, this will be the 3rd morning in a row. So I have 1 raccoon sets right here, 1 right here. I don't want to walk my camera down there because I'm going to be in close quarters with him right away. But right here, there is a skunk. I had a raccoon caught in that same set yesterday. So the first check, these are the 2 traps that were like tipped over and been messed with, but really there wasn't like an actual animal catch circle. There was just like the leaves were rustled around my trap, like something was playing with them. The next check, I had a skunk down there. Yesterday a skunk here, and now a raccoon here, and then now today a skunk. Looks like a pretty little guy. He's got pretty nice white stripes. Again, I don't want to get too close to him. I don't want to fall off this culvert here either. So yeah, so he's right here in my dog proof. Like I said, I don't want to go down there with my camera, because like I said, I got to walk like down the steep bank and then right to about here to get to him. So I'm within spraying range by the time I get down there. So we'll get this guy out of here and move on. Well, I'm into the yard where I've been catching the skunks and the rats. No skunks today. This is the last set of all these. And there is what's left of a rat. Here's a rat. But I noticed right over here is the one that I caught yesterday. The day before I threw the one right up here on the log, and that one was gone yesterday. But that one over there is still there. But yet they ate this entire rat the way it looks. And only this is the second of the 3 that the cap was pulled out. One of them, the cap was actually still in today. So again, we're not putting any more urine around these, or not urine, fish oil, and we're not putting any more lure by any of them either. So we're just kind of letting them ride as they ride. So we'll get this rat out of here. This is 3 days in a row a rat caught in this dog proof. We'll get him out of here, set remade, and we'll get going. Well, this is something I don't catch very often on my trap line. I'm guessing not too many people in Minnesota probably catch too many of these, but we're, yeah, this is actually the second one I've caught this year. I caught one in a live trap in my barn 2 weeks ago. It was eating all the mouse poison in there, and I used a block of mouse poison for bait. But here we got, he's tough to see in there, but right in there is your grinner. He's not very big. Here, let's see if we can get him out of the grass wad he's in. There we go. Oh, he's feisty. He is not big at all, but so yeah, we got ourselves a grinner. Opossum. Like I said, I don't catch very many on my trap line. Let's see, on the actual line, it's probably been like 5 years since I've caught one, but I have caught them right in this area a couple different times over the years, so it's not terribly surprising, but that's just a little tiny guy, probably a young of the year one. And I did see, it's probably 3-4 miles from here, one hit on the road again a couple weeks ago. So apparently there's a few around. I'm guessing the easy winter last winter let them helped them make it through the winter. But yeah, the old possum. He was playing possum when I first got up here, but now he's just kind of chilling. So we'll get him out of here, get this set remade. I did add the 2 sets where I said I should have yesterday and didn't. I got those 2 added in there, so we're net positive traps so far today, and got a skunk and a grinner. The wind is picking up too, so it's gonna be interesting making coyote sets this afternoon, but we're gonna do what we can. We'll get him out of here, we'll move on. Well, I'm to the next set after the coyote set possum. I had to kind of improvise to get him dispatched. I didn't want to shoot him like, you know, a lot of people would, and I am not letting him go. I don't understand people who catch a possum, a small one or a black one or whatever, and then you let them go. It's like, no, they eat just as many nesting birds as anything else. So yeah, we did not let him go. But next set here, all we have is, so we got a pick cornfield over there, a cornfield on this side, and then right here there's a slough. And every year there's usually a trail kind of going through the culvert, but right this year there's one trail kind of goes right here over to that Raccoon, and then right by the sign is where the culvert is, runs out there. So I debated for 2 days to put this set here, because he's literally right in the wide open. There's a road right there, and there's this road. So I debated, well, should a guy even put a set here? Because, you know, your animal's in the open. Up by the culvert, there just isn't a good spot to actually put it. But again, this trail comes right here, and then right there's the culvert trail, comes right to this guy. So I kind of decided, you know, begrudgingly, after 2 days of driving by here, and, you know, like, oh, I should put a set there. 2 days ago I put a set, yesterday empty, and today we got ourselves a nice coon. I'll take them. I mean, a skunk and a possum is not what I had expected to be catching today. So yeah, got a pretty decent coon. Not the biggest one. He's not a young of the year, but we'll take him. Yeah, I don't really know what to tell you. Like I said, last year I just could not catch a raccoon to save my life. And the ones I was catching were pulling out of my coyote sets and whatever else. And now this year, that's number 13 for the year. So I didn't note it this morning, and I should have, but it was like 10 degrees warmer this morning than it has been the last couple mornings. But the wind has been blowing like 10 miles an hour plus all night. So, and it's supposed to get up to like 75. I had my jacket off for a bit, and I had my hat off for a bit, but it's like I'm right on the edge of whether I need either one. But we'll get this raccoon taken care of and get moved on. Like I said, it's maybe not the best optical spot to put on if you make a catch like this, because he's right out in the wide open. As I was pulling up, I could see him bouncing around. So, you know, like I said, that's not great, but it's nice that, you know, made a catch at least. Like I said, we'll get him out of here, get moved on. All right, guys, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, just a little quick update. I've been driving by this field all week, and it wasn't worked, but today it's worked. So these are, I got a set right here, and I'm going to put a set up by this grove up here. I got to drive by here anyway, otherwise I've got like a 7 or 8 mile stretch here with nothing. So this kind of breaks it up a little bit. Again, kind of maybe get me into different family groups of coyotes or whatever, but this set here turned out way nicer. Other than now this leaf just blew in there. So I just used my auger here, but you could see it actually made a perfect pile. My trap is right here. It made like a perfect pile. Normally I kind of brush all that dirt away so it doesn't keep falling back into my dirt hole, but I feel like that pile actually made this set have more eye appeal than my normal dirt hole would have. So my trap has ended up set back, I don't know, maybe 10 inches to the center, but I didn't want to mess with that pile of dirt like that. So yeah, and then just some subtle blocking. There's a lot of weeds here, so I don't feel like that's too much blocking here. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys. Like I said, we'll have to see here in the next couple days if there's a animal bouncing around in this set. So my luck is going to be probably a badger, because there are some badger diggings down farther on this fence line, but badger can ruin a good coyote set any day. All right, off we go. I'm going to go put one more set over there, and then we'll keep checking. Well, I was wondering if I wasn't going to get skunked on this today, but we did not. What we got here, let's see, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I had a coyote down here in the corner in the slide wire or slide chain setup. I mentioned that I have sets out by the rock pile out in the middle of this section. So here's the rock pile. So there's a grove up here, a grove up here, and then this fence line that apparently they're tearing out today. But right here, we got ourselves a coyote laying here. I'm wondering if this guy even noticed him laying here, because he was laying over on this side. But we got ourselves a coyote. Didn't look like the biggest coyote, but we got ourselves a coyote laying there. Yeah, this was just a dirt hole right on the end, and then kind of over by this tree I have a pipe drain set over there. So all right, I got somebody pulling up here while I shut you guys off. Well, everyone, we made it home. Interesting, darn bugs. Interesting trip through the line today. I did add 7 coyote sets and 2 raccoon sets. But on that south line, only one of the 3 places actually had the fields work. So I only got 3 coyote sets down there. It's kind of a bummer that was the first place I come to. So I put the 3 coyote sets, and then when I went to the next spot, I couldn't put traps. And then I went to the 3rd spot and I couldn't put traps again. So they're set. We're going to go check them. Those 3 are in a new place I've never trapped before. So it's going to be interesting to see. They say they hear coyotes out there all the time, But there is a ton of raccoon sign there, like right where I put my coyote sets. The raccoons are walking along the edge, so I hope the coyote is the first animal to get there, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So, and then the one field, he worked it up, and it is rough, very rough. It was a cornfield, and it is very lumpy. The peaks to the troughs, I bet, are a foot or more. So as you're going, you're just pounding through there. And I got halfway across the field, and I almost just turned around and said, I am not doing this. But I told him I'd try to put some coyotes back there. So, you know, we did. And then the third one, there was a couple badger holes right close to where I put it, like from the summer, I would say. So yeah, who knows what's going to happen down there. It's a ways out of my way to, unfortunately, just to check 3 coyote sets, but let's hope it pays off with, you know, some coyotes. Even some big raccoons, you know, are worth good money too, or, you know, even a stinker's worth good money, probably more so than the coyote. So, yeah, and then 2 other spots I just filled in gaps in my line where they finally got some fields worked. So got 2 coyote sets put in 2 different spots. And then on my way home, I've been driving by a spot and I've been meaning to put a couple raccoon sets there. So I finally, and actually I was going to put a coyote set, but again, there's way too much raccoon sign there for me to put a coyote set yet. We're going to run dog proofs there for a couple days and then see whether or not I put a coyote set out there or not. So the landowner, I think, would be happy to get coyotes out of there too, but he's having a lot of issues with the raccoons. So, all right, yeah, well, let's just go right through the catch here today. A little bit smaller catch, a more normal day on the line if I had to say anything. And it was like 10 degrees hotter, so it was like 45 degrees this morning when I left. So I don't know if that dampened down the activity last night. Like canines especially, the colder it is, usually the more they move or the more I catch. So, you know, it's not surprising that I didn't catch a lot of canines, but then coons and skunks are the opposite of that. So I don't know. So yeah, we ended up with just 1 of each. 1 coyote, 1 raccoon, 1 skunk. And then kind of the bonus of the day is the old opossum down here in the end. He's not very big, but he's nice and white colored. You know, he's kind of scruffy looking because he was laying in my truck. But so yeah, the first catch of the day was this skunk. It's not a really very big skunk, but again, you gotta you catch what you catch. You can't do too much about it. Let's see, the next catch. Trying to think where I caught the raccoon. So the next catch was the possum here. He was caught in my coyote set kind of behind the guy's yard. I probably didn't film all that great the location there, but essentially there's a bunch of buildings just kind of behind probably where I filmed for you guys, and then it's all draws and woods kind of behind that coyote set, and they mow kind of a path in between the two, and it seems like, you know, coyotes and coons and everything else will run that edge back there. And I had a possum caught. Again, I don't think on my line, I caught one in my barn a couple weeks ago, but on my line, it's been probably 5 years since I've caught one. He was caught by 1 back foot and 1 front foot. And I imagine they probably had to get that much on there to get 3 pounds or whatever to get my trap to set off, to be quite honest with you. So I'm a little surprised because he's not that big. The next catch was this raccoon and a set I just put there a couple days ago. He was kind of out in the open, which I didn't like, but again, I couldn't do really anything. I mean, I can't do anything about where the set is other than just pull it. Obviously, it was a good spot. It's just, I don't like that the animal's in the wide open right by the roads there. And then we had the coyote and the, out by the rock pile there in my coyote set. He is not good. So this raccoon's beautiful furred. He's real dark colored, like if I get him kind of matted down. He seems very black colored. Like he's dark. He isn't yellow in there. He's got like more gray silver under fur, but he's just dark tipped, I guess. And then you got the coyote here, nice tan coyote, but let's see, I'm gonna see if I can get it propped up so you guys could see. So he's got shoulder mites real bad or whatever, mange, whatever. I don't know what it's really called, but he's missing his whole hackle and all the, like, you know, fur on the top of his back here. So I will not be skinning the coyote tonight. Again, it's sort of unfortunate. It's just a pup from this year. I get a few. I haven't had too much of an issue with this in the last couple years, but some people say too they get that from rubbing coming in and out of a den, but I would think they should be completely out of the den now. You know, and honestly, he's got like the nicest furred tail of any coyote I've caught this year. But with the back like that, he's just not going to be worth anything in this coyote market. So it just is not worth my effort to skin him. So, you know, if it was only half that bad, so it literally goes to the middle of his back, right up to his ears. You know, if it was only just a spot up here on the neck, I would maybe consider skinning him. But, you know, so like I said, it goes all the way from here to right here. So that's the top half of this coyote is all bad. So again, I feel bad for not skinning it, but I also, you know, it's going to be, so if I skin that coyote and put him up, it's going to be an hour of my time, if not more, for basically zero value. Like I said, though, if I ship that to the auction, they'll probably throw it out as no value. So, or if they get anything, it may actually cost me money to sell it up there. So, yeah, so we're going to get going here. We got the raccoon to skin. The skunk, I don't know if I'm going to mess with tonight because I only got the one. And the possum, I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with him. I think I may skin him because it's not going to take too long to skin him. So probably skinning the possum and the raccoon tonight. I'll leave the skunk till tomorrow night probably. It was been hot, like it got up, it was supposed to get to 75 today, and I think it got darn close. I've been sweating. I've been keep taking clothes off, and then you get out in the wind because I'm sweating, and then I get cold in the wind, and it's supposed to stay warm again tonight. But then tomorrow, I think during the day, it's supposed to kind of gradually cool off. And then Wednesday, 2 days from now, it's actually supposed to rain like most of the day the way it sounds. So kind of hoping they're wrong, because if they're not, it's going to be a long day on the line if it rains all day. So, or if we get any amount of rain, it's going to turn some of these fields into just slime. So we'll deal with that as it comes. For tonight, like I said, I got a little bit of skinning to do. It's actually, I mean, I don't want to say it, but it's actually nice to have a little bit slower night tonight. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys tonight. I appreciate you guys riding around with me. We'll see you guys out on the line tomorrow.